Welcome to Sparta, and welcome to the Archangel Michael's chat. And he's live. How you going, Kiki Eyes? Long time. No, see, wait up, let me just make sure that this chat filter is on good. Yes. All messages. I hope I find you well. Well, tonight, judgment. My judgment on this earth and what must happen. But first, the good things like the Lord's Prayer and saying hello to my friend. But things are coming to a head, and it's time for the world to learn a few lessons about this Archangel Michael. Because I know tricks too. You may have heard of the time when Moses was confronted by the Egyptian soothsayers, and each one had a stick, and Moses had a stick, and they turned them sticks into snakes, but Moses was the strongest one and ate the others. I will teach you how to turn a stick into a snake. Live. One with poison and everything. That is true knowledge and power. And then you might get a bit of understanding, a bit more about this biblical business. And how it all can be an illusion of the eye, just like a stage magician. All magic is not done through actual magic, you know. Most magic is very much trickery. And the difference of the eye, I myself can disappear in a crowd of people right in front of you. Use that crowd like it was a stage. You may have heard also, the whole world is a stage. I can take you out to many bush stages and disappear right in front of you. And as you're looking for me, I'll come around and tap you on the back and ask you who you're looking for. It's like magic, but it's not. That's like trolls. They don't look like this online. We claim that that's what they look like by saying they're trolls. But they look like average, ordinary people with small minds and nothing better to do than to create hate, disharmony. You find out most of them's 14-year-old roadblock players. Crazy. But that's what you get. Funny, when I first started with YouTube, I knew about trolls, but I didn't know about trolls. I sure learned very quickly. Once Odell made me a moderator. First person ever to make me a moderator. I had to learn. And what an experience have I had. Yes, well, now the Lord's Prayer. We'll get that out of the way, and then I might show you how to turn a stick into a snake. But this one here is a very special stick. It's only one of a kind. Last one. Okay, here's Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but to deliver us from evil. Hail Mary, full of grace. Amen. And now we have God in the Spartan chat, and God in your day, Kiki Eyes, and God in my night. God is everywhere. As long as you got him in here and here, he's everywhere. And all the rest of that biblical nonsense, well, you don't really need it unless you need a bit of a revising. But each to their own, each to their own. God has given us the ability to make our own choice. He just hopes we make the right choice. There's consequences when you don't make the right choice, and you'll find that out in the afterlife. Some find it in the now life. They find it very hard indeed. And they find when someone comes along with money and offers them a deal that sounds so sweet, they take it. And often they fall to evil. And once they become part of that evil and they can be brought off, then they will forever be part of that chain. It is very hard to escape that. Very hard to escape that style of life. It's got to do with the money. Everybody likes money. And unfortunately, just about everyone has a price. And that is the price of humanity. Everyone wants money. Why do we want this money? Because that's the only way we can go forward. By procuring more wealth so we can have more things, do more things. But what are they really? Are they just shiny fanfare things with a high price tag on it? Because the Jones down the road's got it, you've got to get one? Is that how we have to go? Technology could be far better than we've got it going, and they know this, but they don't. It's all set up to buy. It's like breakfast. You want to know something about breakfast? That's the Rockefellers. The Rockefellers invented the 3 meals a day bullshit because of all their money and all their things in the produce as well as the oil. Did you not know this? Humans naturally are a fasting creature. Throughout history, if you look back, no one ate 3 meals a day. There wasn't enough food being produced to eat 3 meals a day. They were lucky to eat 3 meals a week and kept their body at a fasted state. And this is the fact. If your body is always at a fasted state, every 36 hours it regenerates itself and fixes all the natural ailments. This is a true fact. Throughout history, we've been lied to for commodity, to make money. They can invent parts for cars that never break down, but they don't put them in. It's like you have an alternator in your car, but if they took that out and put a direct generator in there, you would never have a problem with energy or that breaking down. But that alternator is the breakdown part, designed to break down, so you go and spend another $360 to get a new one. And all it is 11-cent brushes in the back. It's no shit. Bush mechanic can pull that apart, get an aluminium can, cut himself up some brushes, put them in, and that'll get him out of trouble. But you get caught doing that, it's illegal. Because it's not the proper official part. It's just like your governments. They might have, private companies running your electricity. But still, the federal government and the state government has the switch on your power. When they do a full switch off of power and you've got yourself a generator running, you'll be asked to turn that off. So, because they want to run everything. This is a fact, especially if they're doing work in the area. We own nothing. We don't even own the money in our pocket. It belongs to the government. That's why we cannot destroy it. Do you not see? We are given the semblance of freedom and democracy. But really, we're just products for commodity. It is not the governments that run democracies. It's the businesses that determine the wealth and the price of life. The governments have to work around that. That's the whole idea of a democracy. At the end of the day, the governments, what have they become? Nothing more than a revenue collection company. They very much little do for the people. Now, they say they got all these billions, we invest this, we invest that, but no one ever sees anything. So where is all this money going? You find a lot of it goes on administration fees. Spend more writing a bit of paper than you actually do building a building. That's why if you're working at the back of the factory, you get the small wage. But if you're up in the office, you get the bigger wage. Yet that one in the back of the factory, he's the one who's making all the money for the whole team. We've got it back to front. There's reasons for that. We won't get into that. It's got to do a little bit of it, equal opportunity, and the way we've had to reshuffle the way work is. But when you've got everyone that has to work, male or female, because of equal opportunity, you will always have unemployment. Because there's not enough jobs for everyone to go around. And that's it. And they know that. That way they've always got a permanent workforce. That's how they keep you down. It's like fluoride in toothpaste. Or there's that, in the toothpaste. It says on your toothpaste, do not give to a child under the age of 6. In your foods that you eat, we're only allowed to consume a certain amount of arsenic every year. But they did a test just very, very recently on all your favorite lollies like Snickers and, Skittles and Nerds, those little Nerds. And the amount of arsenic in those things, well, after you've had 3 or 4 of them, you've already superseded what we should be getting a year in arsenic, especially with those Nerds. Now there's hundreds of Nerds in those little packets. Kids like them. I've eaten them myself. But now I'm finding out that 20 of them has enough arsenic in it that it is over the limit that we're allowed to eat in food every year by law. Yet they are still allowed to produce this. They don't tell you this. That's right, the lollies that the kids like, that Nerds thing, yeah, and they're pouring them down their throat, that's fucking arsenic. Go and check it out. No lie. Test has been done, 20 of them, and there's over a fucking 500 in there sometimes. And they eat how many packets of that? Well, they don't have to eat a packet, they only need to eat 20, and you've already superseded the year's amount of arsenic that a body should be taking. And if you're a child, well, that's even more worse. They don't tell you this. They do not tell you this. It's the same as milk. They say milk is supposed to be good for you. No, that's only because the rich had money invested into milk. Milk was really used during the World War I and World War II. It was really crazy. And after World War II finished, no one wanted to drink milk anymore. So they designed this health fucking pyramid. Pyramid of health. You see? Pyramid of health. They designed this. And say, oh, milk's one of the good ones that you've got to eat. You have a look what's supposed to be good to eat and what's supposed to be bad to eat, and you tell me which one costs the most. And then you tell me which one gets sold the most. And then you have a look at the food fucking pyramid, and you see how the rich have really food pyramided us. You go back into history and you look at what everyone used to eat back then. No one used to eat back then like that. No one used to eat 3 meals a day. No one could afford to eat 3 meals a day except the rich. You're lucky to eat full 3 meals a week. This is a fact. And little snacks in between, if you're lucky. This is how humanity used to be. We get the semblance that we're in this future thing that has always been like this, but it hasn't. It never has been. It's changed all the time. And when we had a science and a belief and a system of true facts, and we decide that we want to start fucking diverging from them facts and taking delusion as actual law, well, what type of society are we in? A chaotic one, a helter-skelter one, end of the world one. And now I am here as living proof. I told you I would turn just like Moses, a stick into a snake. But this is a very special one. He's even been made to look like a snake. Just a little one, a little mulga snake, or a king brown. Now, King Brown, well, like most king snakes, they eat other snakes. Right? You starting to get the picture? Moses' stick ate other snakes. This is a Moga snake, eats other snakes. Right? You're starting to get a bit of an idea about biblical power and fucking magic and all this fucking hooby that you get hearing? I'm trying to educate you away from the symbolism of the church. And it says in the Bible that you shouldn't be following symbols or idols and shit. And they're the most symbols and idol places in the world. So now it's time to learn the real lesson, real magic, and what really went down. Not have you believe, like you see in the movie, the snake crawling across the floor. No, it's about knowledge. That man's knowledge over someone else's. And Moses was more powerful. So the best way they'll put it in the book, oh yes, he turned that into a snake and slithered around and ate them. Fucking sounds good. Sounds very interesting. Makes you want to believe even more. But was that so? Or was it like I'm going to tell you? This is just a stick. You could test it all day long. You will see no real poison in it, but it's a poison stick, this one. Right? It's a poison stick nonetheless. It's the last one ever made. It has a name. Its name is Kundawari. That's because it's made out of kundi wood, which is the Nyunga wood from down south that they use. And they call it the kundi to hit you with. But my old man, he made a wadi, which is desert Aboriginal, Wongai, Wongatha, Wilgan. And that is what he made. And this is not a stick, as you can see. It's got a few bends in it, little holes. Not really designed to hit you. You'd probably be able to grab it and snap its neck. Or it'd break. No. This one's designed to bite you. I load him up like this here, see? He bite you. He bite you. He bite you. See how I bite you? I can make this gauge any type of poison. I can paralyze you partially, paralyze you permanently. I could shut you up on talking, but make you squeal nonetheless. I could make you limp like you got bitten on the bum. I could even make you limp around with your ankle sore. And I could even gauge it right up and unalive you. Probably be irresponsible if I show you on the body how I can do that. But it's so powerful that once I put the unalive in you, you walk 3 steps and then you drop dead. Like you've been poisoned. And then you can check that all day long and you'll find no poison in it. Usually we let this sit down in front of people and you have to try and work out. I could teach you. I want to, but it might be irresponsible because then you could just about turn any stick into a snake if you're smart enough. No shit, that's just an ordinary stick. It's very heavy actually. It weighs as much as a steel baseball bat, this one. It's not a light stick, it's pretty heavy. It's got a bit of solidness in it. Middle of a small jarrah tree, or the kundi wood, which is a type of jarrah. Yes. See, Moses' knowledge over how to turn that stick and do things was far more advanced than theirs. Alright? So not everything is like it says in that book. That's a little bit of Hollywood chucked in even back at that time. It's like they've made you believe in the angels having wings and all that. So when we do come, you will not recognize us. It's one of Satan's greatest works, you know, infiltrating the church, infiltrating Islam and all the other religions and manipulating it to make you think something else. It's called cognitive dissonance. A lot we've been taught is not really what it is. And we're finding that out more and more, the ones that are part of Jag's family. Have you not seen some of the things that you thought were unbelievable, but we're finding out them to be true? Have I not come into Jag and all of a sudden to see a thing like an Epstein list has gone right off the tits? Am I not at the right time? How are you going, Saga Reveal? Well, there you go. My two generals. The first two. How are you going, both of you? I hope that you are well, both well. You have done well. You stuck with me. You supported me this long. Even though you might think I'm ranting a little bit. I might do. But I'm also real and true. Oh, I miss you too, Sagarville. Where you been? Where you been? You been to London to see the Queen? Ah, yes. But is glad that you are here. Glad that you are still alive. I'm cleaning the world from dirt. Yeah, well, aren't we all? Aren't we all? If we all work together, we should be able to clean it up pretty quickly. But it's not going to be that quick. It is going to be in our lifetime, a lot of this calamity. It's happening now, as you can see. I mean, the moment, guys, that woman in Canada running around that looks like the same woman that was with Epstein, that's supposed to be in jail. She's not in jail. She's fucking free. And when that comes out, well, there's your collapse. That's your collapse of society then. No one will believe any government. And if you stand up for your American government over there, if you found out that to be true, there's even Epstein even dead. Or did they shift him out before they fucking put a dead body in there too? It's not hard to do, you know. When you're rich, you got everyone on the list. You got a lot of people on the list. You know, the same thing would happen in our country. They'll do exactly the same. Are we going to tell the world about our sexual indiscretions in the Senate? No, we'll vote no. Okay. So how many have done things then? They've got their own little personal slush fund in America to cover that up. Any indiscretions from your senators? And there's been thousands over the years. And they're just allowed to do that in front of everybody. No, you want to find out the information. You're in a country that's supposed to be a democracy, where the government's supposed to be open, so you know they're not fucking you around. But if they're going to close the doors and not tell you the information, well, isn't that clearly fucking you around? The only way that we're actually going to get true change, guys, is we're going to end up having to stand up. And what we see before us, how these governments before us, we're going to have to topple them all down. We're going to have to pull all those buildings down and pull them down with it. It's going to be terrible. But we will rebuild. Eventually, we will rebuild. But first, there's no way, there is no way to fix this world with the way the world is. You can't fix the industry by being part of the industry. You can't fix the government by being part of the government. You can't fix the police force by being part of the police force. So how are we going to fix things? You can't fix the army by being part of the army. How are we going to fix things? We must rise up and take it for ourselves. And eventually the humanity is going to realize this. It's getting to a point now. We're getting sick of these fucking governments and what they do. What are they going to do? If we all got out in the street tomorrow and said, nah, we're sick of you, we know you could do better, and you're not. Are they going to get the military in and start shooting us? They probably will. But who knows? It could be all part of their scheme. They do this to create this disharmony within society, and then they can increase their powers of law. Increase the powers of fine, increase the powers of observation, and increase the powers of arrest. And as slowly is going on, especially through the COVID, that's all they have done. But they're not solving any more problems. They're not solving any crimes because the crimes get higher every year. So putting up the price of things and making it more stringent and harder laws is not doing anything at all, because there's more crimes in the next year, almost twice as the one before. It's like speeding fines. Oh, we'll raise the speeding fines, but more people die every year. than the previous year from speeding. You see, it doesn't work. But that's how they want it to work. That's how they make you believe they're going to make it work. We'll make this law stronger. We'll make this law weaker. But really, what have they done? Fuck all. Nothing. Nothing. You got to a semblance that they're doing something. Now fucking sign off all your bloody tax dollars while they're doing nothing. Every time you see one of those bloody Senate sit down, every time you see a questions time sitting down, all them people are getting paid, all them people who've got lunches that are going to serve them at the back. So that's all tax dollars. That's like $100,000 just to cater. Not just their wages, just to cater one of those fucking little talks that they have. Where they question people, and the question people just don't fucking deny everything. No, I don't remember that. No, that wasn't me. Wait. Don't even fucking answer the question, and nothing gets fucking done. Everyone gets clicks and licks on fucking on YouTube and all over the world, and nothing is done. You know you've got an Epstein list. Drag them all out. If they're not going to do that, then the government's not going to help us, then the government's part of the problem. Same with over here in Australia. They fucking didn't want to help America to go over there with Iran. Fair enough. They said, oh, that's got nothing to do with us, those oil prices. Yet they went and rose up all the petrol fucking by 60 cents. And fucking capitalized on that and claiming, oh, the world is disharmony. But you just fucking told Mr. Trump that we don't get fucking oil from there. So how the fuck is it affecting our oil over here? You see? Greed. Pure greed. Pure greed. Especially this government down here. They need to be wiped out straight away. I'll have no problems wiping them out. This is one place where I can probably walk into Parliament. And when I walk out, well, they'll all be very sick. And out of them, a third of them are going to pass away. Won't be with us anymore. And I'll learn something then. You get me in front of the UN, I'll do that to the UN guys. Everyone in that building. It has to be the UN representative and the president of every country. Bring them there to a UN meeting. Have me there. And I'll show you some real power. And I'll have them all under my yoke of God. Right there. Like I have in my pocket. Simple as that. I just pull that out and they have a look at it and they won't even know what they're looking at. Not a person in that room wouldn't be affected. You're all going to get sick from it. Only a third is going to pass away. I can't help that. That's what's going to happen. It's written in the book. Everyone's got their belief in that book, so we've got to run that book. You just can't grasp the narrative that we could change it. They've done it before. Many times. And if enough people put their faith and belief in something, it manifests. Because this world, as we Aboriginal people know it, is a dreaming goddess. And whatever we dream, she can dream up and make a reality. This is a fact. God's supposed to just look after the world. That is it, because it's one of the one places in the whole universe that's got more life than anywhere else. And life is very rare and scarce throughout this universe. But see, this is how much we've been manipulated. There's also aliens that have to do with this as well, guys. They talk about those lizard people. They're actually true. That's your Dulce Air Force Base. They live under the ground there. It's one of the entrances. They don't like to come up to the surface. As long as we feed them. And they don't eat dead ones. They can only eat them if they're alive. They prefer children. You know, like in Oregon, over there in America, 3,000 children go missing. They've already gone missing since the beginning of this year. Where have they gone? In Oregon, over in America alone, 3,000 children have gone missing. Where are they? Have they become food? Melbourne over here You don't see any much homeless on the streets in Melbourne. Very rarely, or they got places where they will hide away. Because the most people in Australia that go missing in Melbourne. Straight down under the ground railway that travels all around the world. That particular place goes across up to Japan, Tokyo, and down to Antarctica. But they won't have you tell that. They won't tell you that. You might think Elon Musk might ramble along sometimes. But if you go back in history and work out what he's told you, what he's got, what they've seen, with his money, what they've done, well, he'll told you Dave came across a long time ago. They came across this ancient underground railway, which was a railway. They ended up lately, they've modified it. And it's like a magnetic all the way along. It shoots along like 500-600 kilometers an hour under the ocean, under the continents, all around the world. Where do you think they disappeared to? They won't erase this, but when it comes out, we will find out, because it's a fact. Melbourne, I know, is one place is there. Oh, it's like you go up to Exmouth, where they've got all the radar and harp arrays and that, and you'll see this little shed out there in the red dirt. You won't think much of that shed, but you walk up to that shed, and that shed inside it is an elevator. The shed's big enough that you could park a tank into it. Has to be, to bring down the supplies. And you go into that shed there, and you pull the lever, and you go down the elevator, and that's like almost 200 stories down. And each story is not just a regular story, it's the size of a rec center. And it goes back as far as the eye can see. And every time you step off that platform onto that level, the lights go tush, 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 go right to the, and there's just nothing but lined up tanks, ordnance, weapons, all ready for war, all ready for something. But yet it just looks like a little shed in the middle of the red dirt. Why have they got that? It's very strange, but they've got those things nonetheless. That's only one place of how many places around the world. If those governments took all that money that they spend on military and put it into the community, wouldn't our communities not have homeless? That's right. As long as you've got an army, you're going to have homeless people in your country. And often they're not. They're the Return Service League. The ones that went over there and served in the war come back with no legs, begging on the side of the street. And they're only 19 years of age. So they fought like a man, operated like a man over another country, operated men material. But they can't even get a beer or a drink of alcohol back at your place in America. Not even considered a man. So obviously you like sending children to war. You're only an adult when your country determines when you drink alcohol. That's when you're fucking sound mind to be classed as an adult. In America, you must be fucking way behind because it's 21 before you become an adult. We're 18 in Australia. That's a fact. When you can start knocking back drink, that's because you're an adult and you can handle it. By definition of fucking science and fact. So I don't know what they're doing to you guys over there. But then again, yous have got guns too. So maybe it's a bit wiser that you've got that few extra years before you go out and put a cap on somebody's ass instead of getting him out the front and fighting. A lot of people don't fight no more. They went the easy way out. I put a cap on his ass. You got everyone singing about it. Everyone loves listening to songs about it. I mean, how are you going to change the world when all the favorite music's about pimping, killing, stealing, and jumping around all this bling? Fuck, you know. This future generation's made of cotton. You chuck them up in front of a wall, they'll fucking go, we don't want a war, and just go, brrrr, and there'll be fucking none left. They take their woke attitude somewhere else. because they won't be on Earth no more. They're not going to survive. That's the fucking worst thing. The way that they've got all the young ones now in these westernized countries, and when this fucking war happens, when this Armageddon kicks off, which is going to be within the next 14 years, really going to kick off, you're really going to fucking know and say, shit, Archangel Michael was right. We should have listened. And I'm going to be part of that deal. But I'm not going to be the bad guy. I'm the good guy. I got good things to do. But I might have to do some bad things to do these good things. It's very hard. I don't want to be the bad guy. But I think God wants me to be the bad guy. Because if the other guys become the bad guys, the real bad guys, then they're really going to fuck shit up. At least this way I can be selective on who we're taking out. And I'm going to take out all the rich and all those fucking politicians if I could. I really would like to take them all. But, you know, you get that. And it's going to happen. But, like I said, there's a lot more that has to happen first before I bring my bit of receipt to the table. Oh, that sounds like Maxwell singing. Yes, it's my cat, Maxwell. Maxwell, stop it, man. And Peppy, you better not be stalking him, Peppy. Oh, the other cat has been getting really nasty to Maxwell, Peppy. Because he's the OG cat, see, and he just stalks. The cat can't move without him trying to jump on him. Then they fight. And when they fight, it's terrible because they're two male toms. They both still got their eye edges. And they just tear at each other. NATO, yes, NATO is dead. NATO was dead when they bloody created it. Oh, yes, well, it's like Cyprus, where my mother comes from. Now, originally it was full Greek, before the Turkish invaded and took over half. And they was basically encouraged by the NATO mobs and America and all that to do such a thing. See, because Greece and Russia are Orthodox Church, and the king of Greece, he liked Russia. He was very favorable of Russia. And they were scared that the Russians might get some nuclear weapons behind their so-called NATO line and put them on Cyprus. So they then went to Turkish and said, we'll fund that war. You go in there and fucking bullshit that one and take that part of the country. So Russia can't put his fucking weapons there behind our NATO line. So my mum went through all that shit, being raised by fucking as a British protectorate. So when they actually invaded, took over the country, mum's side of the country, the Greek side, wasn't even run by Greeks. It was run by Britain. Mum come over to here on a British passport. You know? They come home one day, and the bloody, the guys with guns and all that, the military, were already inside the house, hiding under the beds. My mum and her mum and her sister walked into the house, and they rolled out to the beds, put the guns at them, had them laying out there on the ground outside for many hours while they searched the whole property, looking for her brother. Because, well, they believed that the brother gave someone a package, and that package ended up exploding, killing 2 British officers in a taxi. Strange, that. Well, after they left there, old mum's mum started laughing, oh yeah, and she went to the real back. Now this, my mum's family, they must have had a bit of money because they had a proper running toilet and the first phone in the whole village, other than the town. So they must have had a bit of cash. And there's the old toilet, the long drop, right at the back with the septic. Well, that's where the brother was hiding. And they never checked in there. That's where he was. Simple as that. Back then, you have the Greek mafia come up to you and say, if you're not part of the revolution, then you're part of the problem. And the Greeks, well, it's not the Italians, it's the Greeks that will slit your throat. You're okay? You think about that one. And then the Italians, they had to create their own little necktie bullshit. It's the Greek that'll slit your throat. Straight away. Cutthroat razor, straight across the artery, you're out. 3 minutes, goodbye. My grandfather, my mum's dad, Bapo, he was a professional barber. That was his profession. And he done enough long before all the kids were born, well, for them kids never to be interfered with by this resistance. So as mum and dad were going on the ship, as before he come out to Australia, worked 5 years, long years, to secure a passage for his family to come to Australia. And when mum was about to, I think about 10 or 11, they got on the boat. Even then, there was young boys being pulled off by the resistance saying, no, your family hasn't paid their due. Right? And when my mum's family got over here, of course, the leader of the resistance wasn't living in there. He'd got himself down to here, to Australia. And he started barking up that the Athanasiel hadn't given any of their children towards the cause. And as my grandfather, he got up. He says, well, I can do that instead of any of my children, but I'm only a professional barber. And he pulls out his little rag and he unfolds it, and it's got all these little cutthroat razors in there and everything like that there. And this bloke was starting to sneer. He says, that all you got? And then in the corner, in the dark corner, you see a cigarette or a cigar lighting up. Now I'm going to do a bit of like mafia. And everyone goes quiet, because obviously he's the Don. You see this man here? He done enough of service, even personally for me, that his family always have free passage. And that was it. Nothing more was said. And then he rolled up his little kit and put it away. So I wonder what that old man used to do with his fucking, razor sharp fucking cutthroat razors. Because I guarantee you, if he was doing haircuts, I think he was doing them a bit lower. No one knows about what that old man did before, and no one probably ever will. But that's it. You got to watch those Greeks bearing gifts. Look what happened to the Trojans. Yes, well, and the Trojans, what were they in the end? Like Persians, And if you follow any of the Greek gods, well, you're just following the 200 fallen. There's only 50 years between Greek mythology and Christianity mythology. 50 years. There's not much. Not much at all. And it's funny that you wouldn't know any of this. No one would know any of this if they didn't decipher the Rosetta Stone. The Rosetta Stone told the story of the Moses and the Jews exodusing Egypt. That's how they learned to do Egyptian, because it was in ancient Greek script, right? And there was another type of script that they had, and it was Egyptian. And because they could translate the Greek script, they managed to translate the other two. And that also started the learning of the Egyptian hieroglyphs from the Rosetta Stone. And yet no one knows who built that stone. And it's one of those types of stones like those statues that are 1,000 years old, made of stone, but polished so shiny that they still shine now, even though they've had no lacquer put on them. We can barely create those type of things now. So whether that's hidden technology or lost technology is to be determined. You find a lot of it's hidden. Can't make money that way if you're going to make statues that shine all the time. How are you going to show that shine grease that you got from that chemical factory, from the leftovers from making the petrol? But doesn't that hurt? No, only if you put it in small doses. It won't hurt people if you do that. Yeah, okay? And that's how you do it. Mostly all you fucking, well, gee, where do you get gelatin from? Bones. Bones, guys. You know, most of those capsules that you get for your tablets, how do you think they dissolve and where do you think they get them from? And how do you think they make them? They'll get all the rotten bones. No shit. Put them through a boiling process, cleaning process, sit there, scrub them all clean, as clean as they can get them. And then they'll reduce them all into a fucking paste. They reduce that paste into a powder. And then that powder they make into your fucking little clear tablets they put all your drugs into. Because it dissolves just like fucking bones. It's gelatin. With a bone, you can get the bone, see how it's pure white, like this here. You put that into acetone, and after about 73 hours, 74 hours, you pull that bone out and it'll be a clear piece of jelly. Because all the white matter has been taken out of it by the acetone. And then you've got gelatin. And then you cruise that up and just muster it up and you sell it to all your lolly factories. When you see gelatin in every product that you've got, which is just about everything, like salt and sugar, well, there you go. There you go. That's what you're eating. So all these so-called fucking vegans and all these bloody ones and all that, they're putting meat down their throat and they don't even know it. Right? Because they're fucking so smallly educated. Why would you want to revert back to the tree? When we come out of the tree eating fruit and we become strong and our brains grew because then we could hunt the meat. Once we started eating meat, we started becoming more aware, more stronger. We were able to do things, become smarter, brains grew bigger. Didn't do that on veggies. Otherwise we'd be like the apes still. We wouldn't have evolved. So if you want to go back to that thinking, that's where you'll break. Your brain will get smaller and your thinking, you'll be skinny and you have to take all these supplements because you're eating such a shit diet that you'll take all these tablets and say, oh no, I'm supplementing with vitamin C and all that, but they're eating fucking animals in those tablets because that's how they make the gelatin. And oh no, I've eaten tofu, and you know what? It tastes like exactly like the putty smells when you put it in the car and fix a dent. I just like spewed it straight up because I've worked in bloody panel beating cars and that before, and that's exactly what it looked like, smelt like, and fucking crazy. How are people eating that? You know? Another block of shit, block of white. Now, it's not healthy for the human body to have a meal and all those things on that plate are white. So if you went to a restaurant and you ordered yourself some white fish, which is normally white meat, you ordered yourself some mashed potatoes, and you ordered yourself some cauliflower. Now all that's white might taste delicious, and then you put white sauce on the cauliflower. But it's not fucking healthy to eat all one color food. Right? You've got to have a balance. And it's not about always eating meat and that, and always eating. No, you've got to have a balance. No, God gives us all these things, and nature provides all these things for us to use our brain to bring it to a balance. You go over that balance, you lose everything. Unfortunately, this world has come to a stage where they're starting to eat humans. You know what I'm saying? And that goes on. It's been going on for thousands and thousands of years. Putin was saying himself, for thousands of years, the hierarchy of the world have been putting flesh into their bellies. They said, well, it's time soon. We'll be dealing with these demons. So, whether he's trying to alienate himself like the rest of them are, because he's high in hierarchy too, and his reign of power is highly dubious. Anyone that goes up against him ends up dying of some sort of elaborate disease that no one's ever heard of before. Like the first guy. Hey, we got 10,000 more times the dose of polonium. And people said, don't you mean plutonium? I said, no, not plutonium, that's too weak. Polonium's another fucking thing that we create in the nuclear factories. And he's got more than 10,000 times the normal dose to kill one person. And he got 10,000 amount in him. So, of course, that politician, he never got to run that election. You know, he's a bit of a tyrant himself. I've also seen him ride bears, but he also goes up and kisses little boys on the belly for some reason. Very strange activity that for the president of a country to be kissing the boys on the belly. Getting a bit of a taste. You know anything like I know, if you take a virgin boy, you boil off his fat and drink it, you'll have the ability to fly. Shouldn't have told you that. But that's a fact. You wouldn't know black magic. Seriously. You'll be quite surprised. Quite surprised what I know. But you have to know the black magic, so you know when it's being used. You have to know the black magic and the dark arts, so you know how to defeat them. Okay? As simple as that. And they're only called dark and black is because that's what they're used for. Those powers can be used for good too, you know. You don't have to unalive someone to be able to harness what they've got. But that's what they do. You know? That's what they do. Well, been on for nearly an hour. We'll take it out to an hour. And yes. So this judgment on the world thing is coming. I'm going to have to perform some of it. Won't be all of it. But at the end of the day, it's going to be my choice. And it's a pretty big choice to take. It's a pretty big thing to handle as a man, especially the way I've been risen as a man and that. That's an angel's task, and I'm a man. Because there's going to be certain things I'm going to have to do that a lot of people are not going to understand. And they'll only, dislike me for them. But, I've got to weigh up my own self. It's up to me. It's been a decision that's been given to me. And I'm going to do the right thing. That's a given. I will not turn. I'll be the last one to turn. He made me so different that I couldn't turn. And I kind of think it's given me this decision, well, as a man. And my seed, and that could never be extinguished because what I've got to face, well, it's pretty harsh and I might not survive it. And when all wars are done and peace is declared, what is their use for a weapon? So this is the last time I will be among humanity. Last time the Archangel Michael is ever going to come is right now. When I am gone, there will be no more Archangel Michael. And that's a fact. Sorry about that. Being the bearer of bad news is always, a bad thing, but I am Michael the Archangel. Archangel Michael is who I am, and God's given me a mission, and I've got proof, and they're in front of the government over such it, and they've got to prove. They know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm chasing a big dragon out there, who's actually the pale horse. I've got the end of the world in my pocket. Satan gets hold of it, that's the end of the game. I gave the key to heaven to St. Peter myself. What more do you want to know? No one can deny me that I have done these things. As simple as that. I have already told the truth. I have not led anyone astray, or I have not created anything out of my own mind, or come up to you with any sort of lies. I have told nothing but the truth. And that is it. What's the point of telling lies when you only get found out? I have been telling the truth for how long now? And no one's come out and said I'm some sort of fake. Oh, they do, but they can't prove it. Told you, I got the government receipt there, the only one out of the Secrecy Act. Despite the fact that the Prime Minister that's in charge now, where he come from his office, he's a bit of a codswallop. But who knows, who knows? Who knows? Because I know none of them other politicians would have ever done that. So why did he? Why did he confirm that? Usually they'd come around, lock you up, put you away so you never get heard of. Especially when you've got a lot of other people signed off on deals, and you won't. They offered me $4 million. I said they can shove it up their bum. Most people would have took that, but most people would have sold their soul. And I can't do that, because if I sell my soul, that's it, fucking end the game. Poor God, he got no one left to fucking back him up. You know, he was hoping I would fucking do that for him. So I can't be a fucking bad guy. No? Who else is going to back him up? You got nobody. I'm his fucking, that's it. He built me different because I'm his last fucking hope. All the other angels decide to turn against him. Because even the greatest warrior can be defeated by more than 1,000 enemies. That is why God only built so many. Because if he built any more, they might be able to have enough power to join together and topple him. So he thought, well, maybe they're smart enough to do that in this 144,000 I built. Well, I'll build one different. One that will never betray me, and one that's strong enough to take them all on. To protect God. Protect the sanctity of life and what he's all about. Whether people like it or not. Cat, if you keep rushing him, I'm going to have to hit you. Peppy, stop it. Oh, I hate when they fight. I get so many scratches and I just hate it. There's no need for it. But, they're wild animals or domestic animals. Yet they have a falling out. Yet they'll sit over there and drink the same bowl of milk. So I can't work that out. We humans are the same. One day we're all drinking at the same trough. Next day we're all fighting over that trough. No faith no more. No real knights no more. Oh, I mean, like I was saying to Chloe, I said, gee, there must be girls mustn't like the old fantasy and adventures no more. I mean, here's Archangel, I'm claiming to be Archangel Michael, God's most fucking powerful knight. I've got receipts that I've got to know there's a real dragon running out there. What more fucking adventure do you want? It's the ultimate adventure. She laughed at that. She didn't. She sees me in a whole new light now because of I said that. I said, well, gee, she's always claiming going to movies to watch the fucking dragon and this and that and Game of Thrones and all that fucking crap. When I going off with someone real, a fucking real one like that, you get snubbed. Okay. No, I think people, they like to go and watch it, but when it's reality, oh, bumhole goes tight, goes like this, and they don't want to have nothing to do with it. That's why a lot of people don't want to come out the bush with me when I go out bush. No, you go out there, Michael, you do strange things. Come across strange things, you're scary. I'm not fucking scary. I'll take you out there and learn you some things. And if you're lucky enough to see some things, well, that's because you're lucky. Wait, what's going on? Well, this cat's going to start fighting. The other one's saying no, he doesn't want to fight. And Peppy's under there. Wait a second. I'll be back in a second. Pep? I told you, man. I told you. Keep going. Keep going, Pep. Go on. Wait. Okay. Bloody one of those air freshener sprays. I just sprayed that next to him. He doesn't like to spray it. Off he goes. Because he's just going to attack the other cat. For no reason. Now the other cat trots in there a stupid way. Fucking can't win. Archangel Michael and his cats. My favourite colour is saffron. My favourite flower is the sunflower. You know why the sunflower is my favourite flower, guys? Because it always faces the sun most of the time. And not only that, you plant that in the ground, sunflower, it gets rid of all the toxins in the earth, even radiation. Even radiation. That's what the power of sunflowers do. You don't want any toxins in your garden, you put a few sunflowers in there. They'll get rid of all the toxins in the ground. It's a fact. Well, this is the Archangel Michael. Thank you for coming, Kiki Eyes. Thank you, Saga Review. Yes, NATO is dead. More dead than you realized. We have a UN, guys. United World Government already. Why have we not heard about them in recent times? Used to hear everything about them. The Banda Aceh, bloody tsunami, all that. Now you don't hear much at all from this UN. Used to be all the hype. Now you barely see anything at all. Crazy. Oh, I wish the world would wake up. I wish all these rich people would just turn to God. But we're going to have to force them, guys. And unfortunately, you're going to see that. And we have to feel that. And it'll be us old ones that are going to have to do it. Because the young ones don't have a mind or a concept to survive it. Made of cotton. Made of fucking fairy floss. No, they rather to believe the guy with the bling. With the backdrop of all these girls that are cut up. They rather believe that. Believe in the pimp. And believe in the fucking big Kardashian ass. Okay. Jay-Z and all that, they're on that fucking list. People saying, and we know he's a bad guy. We know he used to be a seller before he became a so-called singer. If you call what he does singing. No. Yet he's allowed to just market alcohol and just really promote them like nothing's happened, guys. Nothing's happened. That Epstein list has come out. All I've ever heard anyone talk about is Trump, 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 Trump. There's fucking thousands of other people who's on that list. But everyone's Trump, Trump, Trump. Even this government over here, Trump, Trump. Fuck, he must have pressed on boots on the rich people when he got into power, eh? But he's always done that. He's a businessman. He's running America like a business. You have a look what he did. Right, I'm going to go over to Iran. That's an oil country. Oil is going to be stabilized. So why don't we take Venezuela? That way, if we take Venezuela, now oil is going to go to Cuba. And Cuba, within a few months, will be ringing us up and say, fucking come and bail us out. What's happening now? Cuba's ringing you up, come and bail us out. We're rioting in the street for the last 7 days. We've got no fucking power. We've got no fuel. We've got no food. Help us. See how fucking good that was? What a good move. Because that's another communist country. They're not reaching out to Russia to help them. They're reaching out to Donald Trump. Smart fucking move. It's a businessman. And he put all those tariffs in. People said, oh no, that's going to kill us. But have a look what the last quarter said. Everything's up for America. All your stocks are good. All your bonds are safe. So you have a look what that businessman did for you. He did well. Might not agree with him. I don't. Hello, Vita Goddess. I don't agree with him. I don't even like the guy. But you got to look at the results. How How pricey were your eggs under the Biden administration? And what do your eggs cost under Trump? There's your difference. You know, because eggs ain't eggs. Just like oils ain't oils. Yes. Like I said, pizza's ruined for me forever. I don't like that. Terrible, terrible. And thank you for coming in, V Goddess. The way the Germans invaded the Mediterranean is brutal. Oh, yes. The way they invaded everywhere was pretty brutal. But there's no different than what's happening now. You have a look what's just happened now. All the refugees of Europe were allowed to go to, even some of the ones from Africa and that, were allowed to go to Germany. Germany was accepting all these refugees. Come in, come in. That was last week. This week, they've decided, well, we're closing the borders. We're no longer going to accept fucking the rest of bloody Europe's fucking crap scraps. So we're not letting any fucking come in. And we're going to start like Trump did. We're going to start systematically getting rid of all these illegals in our country. Gee, there was another leader of Germany that said that once. His name was Adolf. I've got a book in there. It says Hitler's Willing Executioners. It's a book written by an American guy. Sounds like he's got a Jewish name, right? But they use that book in universities to teach you how things were. Well, that one at that time, yes, right? Because it's still well done. But I've reading that, and that just mimics what we're doing into all societies today. It's like they took over Germany, defeated Germany, and adapted all of what Germany and Hitler was doing into our own society, including the technology, including the rockets, the jets, submarines, education. Look at all the ones that built the bomb. They're all German names. That's not the American space program. That's the German space program. Victor Braun. He was building the rockets that they were dropping on London. And then he was building NASA's rockets. And became the head of NASA. Okay? What would I tell you of that World War II was deliberately designed to be the biggest heist in the history of man. And it wasn't a war about race or anything. About money. As it always is. They don't give a fuck about the land. They give a fuck about the land. Why did they fill it up full of fucking radiance and bombs and shit? They give a fuck about the fighting over the land. They don't give a fuck about the people. The people are the young ones that are sent out to die in those wars, while the rich man sits back and moves the next checker piece on the table. Oh, we can move that back now. Someone's paid me a check. What about those 10? Oh, don't worry about those 10,000. They're dead now. We don't have to worry about them. We're at a population rate now. They don't care how many we fucking lose. That's why 300,000 children can go missing every year. No one knows where they go. You know? Some of them go to Dulce Air Force Base down under the ground to feed those reptilians. You're going to find that one out too. Enough evidence out there. Well, this is the Archangel Michael signing off for now. Please stay, love. Oh, the Black Pig, like, oh, the Black Plague. I got a book in there. Funny you say that as well. I've got a book in there. It's called The Black Plague by the Folio Society. And when you read that there, because it's done in a scientific way, the book, when you read that there, the way that we ran COVID is no different than what they did back in the 1600s when they had the Black Plague. Except that we're a bit more advanced in medical now, and we realize it's not, because they realized back then it was an airborne virus, and it was also a touch virus. They didn't realize that there was also the fleas from the rats. See? Pestilence. They didn't put that one into it. But they pretty much could work out what was going on. They did the same with COVID. So if you read that book, and you read that other book, and you look at what we're doing in society now, you think, fuck, That's no different than the Nazis and no different than bloody the Black Plague. And it isn't. Because they're the precursors that learnt humanity to educate it. And that's what we follow now. You know? Oh, one day it's going to all come out in the wash. But like I said, we'll have to topple down all those buildings. All that we have here, I hope to still have it. But it's not going to be the way that we have it. We might have to lose all this technology. We might lose contact. When I've cut out all the power, what happens then? You know, you take off away all the power. That's the first thing when you go to war. You hit the utilities. Power, water, gas. Hit those, that's it. That renders that country fucking in a bit of a state. And then you could invade it. That's it. That's it. Well, it's the Archangel Michael signing off for now. I've got to go because I'm tired. I've got my drink there, and it's probably getting warm now. So I have to drink that one fast and get the other one in the fridge. I want to have a bit of a smoke on the green weed because that's all I smoke now. And I do that there because I've got bilateral gout in my knees. That's from working and bending over and picking shit up for a living. No? Fucking hard. It's hard being the Archangel Michael, but somebody's got to do it. And I just happen to be the guy that's going to have to do it. It took me a long time to come to the concept of that, guys. I've been told that since I was a 5-year-old child. It's pretty hard to a concept that you're going to be this person. And you have to train and learn things that no one else can. And like my father said, it's going to be a hell of a life. But someone has to do it. And unfortunately, I was born with the right markings. So they chose me. Long before I had a choice in life, my destiny was already chosen. But as time goes on, I get a bit of a choice too, you know. It's not all doom and gloom for the Archangel Michael. Some of us be pretty good. A lot of us be pretty bad. We still got to go through a few tribulations yet. But I'll get there. And when I bring the magic back to the world, guys, when I finally bring that dragon back to the world, then people will start to learn. It's time for a new age, a new system, all together. Some of the old, some of the new, and something made up right on the spot, so forevermore we can do that. Then everyone's a part of the same then, and there's no secular. And that part of the same is the circle of life itself. 4 circles. You need to get them back into order, and then we can have total peace. Total peace. Once we've done that, then we'll be able to go around Ayers Rock, Uluru, all the different cultures in the 4 rings. And that will come alive. And the heart of Australia will beat. And you'll hear it thump, like an earthquake almost. And a beam of radiant light will shoot up from Uluru forevermore. It's a pillar of Mother Nature. That's what they tried to do before. But they've got to do these other tasks first and deal with this one running out there first. Oh, God, people should have not come to this country because now they have to add that into the God mix. We've got the oldest culture in the world. We've got to put God into now our mix because God's in charge now. You see how that works? Our spirits were in charge. Our Wanjanas, the creation spirits. But now God's in charge. Because God is only a young God. And He has taken over like 8,500 years ago. He's changed things around the universe so He can be the one that claims He is the most powerful one. He's got the right to claim that He created the universe. But He didn't. Mother Nature did. Australia. She's asleep now, and I'm on her. Her sister, older sister, she hasn't had her play with the galaxy yet. So, if she wakes up, well, she's more wiser than everyone. She's the most wisest being ever to be. She knows the secret of time eternal itself. And God's supposed to look after him. He created this universe for the man to look after, because he was always going to be the strongest and look after it. That's his job. Somewhere on earth here, it's supposed to be like in heaven, but it's not. On earth here, man has taken the inner circle. But it's the children, the free will thinking units, and the women that have the inner circle. Man's the outer circle, he's the shield. Always has been. Man is taking the inner circle. The circles are so mixed now, we don't have circles. We've got to bring them back. We're never going to survive. Jesus will tell you this himself when he comes. And he'll say, that guy there that was on YouTube, that was the real guys. That was the real one. You should have fucking listened to him. He was trying to teach you. Might have been strange, because he is pretty strange. We all find that one strange. Even I find myself strange. I look in the mirror and say, gee, that's a strange looking bastard. But you got to be your worst critic to be your best fucking lover. Otherwise you don't know yourself. You can't always be the top of the class. I'm not the fastest gun in the West, but I'm pretty fast. I'm supposed to be, so everyone's going to check it out. See, that's when the Archangel Michael is supposed to be a top gun. Everyone's going to come and try and pull it on you. And I've been doing that all my fucking life. Crazy. And it's crazy being a mixed race, because you don't seem to like fit in. No one wants to fit you in anywhere. They don't want to fit you in white society. They don't want to fit you in black society. End up punching both into them. Punching the both of them out. They go with the Asians. No, we don't want you either. Why? Because you fucking don't know how to fucking plant rice. Your legs are too long. Fair enough. I shouldn't be like that, but we've got to have some comedy in the world. No, we are a very tolerant and accepting culture. Humanity is very tolerant and accepting. That's our best quality. We can be what we want down here on earth. That's fantastic. As long as each to their own, and we don't go pushing it onto anyone else. As simple as that. We can all live harmoniously in our own little thought patterns. It's just that when you pass and you get to heaven, you might have to repent a few things that you did here on earth. But it doesn't mean you can't go to heaven. You just might have to repent some things. You say, okay, I won't fucking follow that. And I'll say, why'd you do that? And I say, well, this was because of this. And that explanation might be enough. There's no true answer. The answer, not at all, would be death instantaneously, straight to hell. So you have to give some answer when you go to heaven, or they'll never let you in. They weigh your answer. You could be like Set, or Anubis. And Anubis, when he takes you to the death before you go on to the good world or the bad, he'll pull your fucking heart out. You won't feel a thing. And then he'll get a feather and he'll put the heart on a scale and the feather on another scale, and he'll weigh up your fucking life. That's the Egyptian belief. No, then you've got the Greeks. You've got Asphodiophilus. And Cerberus is not there to keep people away. No, he's to keep people from getting away. He's not there to hunt souls. He's there to stop you trying to escape. He's not a guardian of hell. He's the guardian of hell. You know what I'm saying? He's not a guard to guard you from coming in. He's a guard to guard you from getting out. And Karen, well, as you've taken the old Grim Reaper, his name is Karen. And he has one job, to ferry the dead into whatever part of the life they have to go into. And he can either ferry them across the river Styx to hell itself, or Hades, or you could ferry him up the river to heaven. He's got that ability, you know. But he's not death. He's not death. Death is an angel. And Karen is no angel. Karen is Karen. He's the Grim Reaper. And that's as simple as that. The angel of death, well, you're looking at him. Well, I wouldn't have this in my pocket. God's got to trust his best guy on this. Can't be bad guys. Can't be no guys with skulls and that getting around that's going to be the fucking angel of death. That's evil. Then if evil is the control of death, that's the end of the game. We wouldn't even be talking. We'd be all over. You understand that? Death's always been in control of God's hands. In God's hands. Always will be. Right? And that's why he's giving the task to me. That's why I know about this fucking pale horse. So if you read the book there, it says, bloody, the pale horse rider comes, and death and all fucking hell follows him. Because death and fucking hell are going to chase me to try and get it off me. The whole fucking game of the trick is to get out there and slip it from out under their noses. And they know I'm going to do it. Because they can't catch it. They want to pay me $4 million to fucking do it for them. No. Told them what I'm going to do. When I ride into fucking Kalgoorlie on top of it, then you'll know what I'm fucking doing. Oh, the angel of death. But that doesn't mean a bad thing, guys. It's just the angel of judgment. I don't like it as much as you might like it, like you don't like to hear it. You know, I'm the one that has to live it. In the end, I'm going to have to decide. It's just going to be a very lonely life, that's all. Simple. Because like I said, I'm going to have to do things. People are not going to understand, but I'm doing them for God. Only in the end will you understand. I won't be around, but I'll do my tasks, and that'll be it. Saturday, I turned 51 years of age. I'm an old man. It's the last time the Archangel Michael was ever going to be. He gave me the privilege to be a man. Although I'd like to be an angel, because I could have got the task done a bit quicker. You know what I'm saying? But there's a reason. God is very mysterious. I mean, shit, he's using me. Isn't that fucking mysterious? This is the Archangel Michael. Thank you for coming in, V Goddess. You guys and Saga Review. Ray James, yes. Oh, all this sugar has calcified as well. Sugar goes through a process. The same process as you would put fucking cocaine through. And sugar's more responsible as a drug and a killer drug than any other drug on the fucking planet. But it goes through the same process. They got to mush down the fucking plant. They got to extract the fucking stuff from it. And they got to dry it out. Then they got to bleach it. No different than that they do to cocaine. You understand? It goes through a process. Honey is the best sweetener we can get. Really. Corn syrup's not so bad. But the sugar is the biggest killer in the world. More responsible for death, sugar, than any drugs. All combined. Think that one. This is the Archangel Michael. Signing off for now. I will probably go on tomorrow night. So stay tuned. Thanks, guys. And be safe.